Hey, you guys, it's your girl Latanya Vibes, host of Infused Queen Tea podcast, owner of Queen Vibes Boutique, and we got the lovely who?
Co-host Baby Doll Z, upcoming, up next, female rapper to take over the world.
Period. That's what else do you need to know? You're about to find out from this show. That's why we're tuning into episode 1 with your two co-hosts, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. Previously I did have some episodes done with Infused Queen Tea podcast, but once I finally actually got everything listed on all the platforms, I felt like I just wanted a new approach with my new host, new vision, new alignment. So, sometimes you gotta let stuff sit back in the arsenal for a little bit. I might put them out there in some bonus episodes, but today we're bringing it in with the co-host, honey.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. And since we're here for it, let me tell you what I'm also here for. It is the intentional strand. They need to hire me. The intentional strand of the episode, and it is coming from Trulieve. It is a nice ground flower. It is called Daisy Delight. It is a hybrid. Let me get back on there. I feel like y'all ain't see it.
Yes.
Yes, and let me tell y'all the type of high that you get from this. This is definitely a calm down. This is not shoot an episode for your podcast. This is more of I'm about to lay my ass down. I need to relax. Maybe your muscles are a little bit tight. You just need a little relaxation, baby. This is what you need. This is that KO for the night, okay? And did you want to shout out your intentional strand of the episode?
My intentional strand is OG Kush.
Okay. Ooh.
Provided by I don't remember the name of the brand. It got an R on it. So the R vape pen.
No,
And I am high as fuck. It's very much giving, like, can't concentrate, but we're going to push through.
Okay, so it's kind of you. So this is definitely it's a head high, it's a mental high.
Definitely
Okay.
head high. Definitely.
Okay, so we definitely both of us we did not pair the strands. Technically we did pair them with the episode, but we didn't pair them with the right episode. You feel what I'm saying? We definitely did not need to try them and hopped on here, but we here. You know what I'm saying?
We arrived.
Okay, and we're gonna have D go ahead and bring up the topic. What is the topic for this episode?
All right. So the topic of this episode is reevaluating where your energy is going and where your energy is draining. So do you want to take it away and kind of give a
little introduction to what that's a little bit about?
right?
Oh, okay. I feel like, and I feel like Dee is also, she's going to give her perspective on this as well. I'm not going to speak for Dee. Dee's going to speak for herself. But I've learned in my personal life, energy is definitely important. I noticed that sometimes I pour energy in my relationships or projects that I'm doing personally. And sometimes I over exert myself in that space and I never save energy. I'm not conserving any type of energy to be productive in any of the other parts of my life that I got to show up. You feel me? And so if you take that and you're also adding business, which a lot of us are entrepreneurs, you realize that your business and your personal is a mix at the end of the day. So if one is failing or one's in a little bit of a reconstruction phase, a lot of times the other one is in that same phase or just coming out of that phase. So that's kind of what the episode is about. It's about basically checking in where you are with your energy honestly and authentically, not I shouldn't answer the phone for my friend because she's calling. Like she keeps calling about Tommy and I don't want to hear about Tommy. It's not about Tommy. It's about realizing like maybe I need to have a 10-minute phone call and check in with this person. Maybe put a time limit on how long I'm on the phone with her and about Tommy. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe that conversation with Tommy is not beneficial. So I'm gonna learn another way to be around her, redirecting my energy. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what Tommy. This ain't shout out to nobody. I'm sorry. I just want to make that clear. But yeah, so that's basically what this episode's about. But the first part of the segment, we like to donate that to the queens, not donate, but we want to give our flowers to the queens, and that's the bosses behind the brands because we entrepreneurs over here. Okay.
Big
Tell us,
dog.
D. Tell us, D. What do you do? I know that you were saying that you're an artist. Okay. I know what you do, but I feel like the people don't know what you do. So put us on game. Tell us a little bit about your artistry. What's your brand?
All right. So my brand is Baby Doll D. I'm a female artist. I mostly rap. So you can subscribe, like, comment my YouTube page, social media, everything's under Baby Doll D. and D is spelled D-E-E. So yeah, so stay tuned. I just dropped a song a month ago. Make sure you stay tuned for that video.
You want to give us a little, what's the name of the song? Because I'm gonna let y'all know titles is busting. What's the title for this song, ma'am?
It's called Don't Do It For Me. And you just gonna have to check it out and tell me what your opinion is. Leave it in the comment section.
Do it for me or don't do it for me?
Don't do it for me.
Don't.
He
Girl,
just
I just wanted to emphasize the don't because I want the. I can't even give the song. Look, I heard the song, y'all. I'm not gonna. It's busting like a motherfucker. And the title definitely resonates with the energy of the song. D, I'm excited as fuck for you to fucking release that. I know you should be definitely proud of yourself.
Thank you. It was a long time coming. So
Oh, girl.
out because I feel like everybody's gonna like it. I feel like everybody has been through a time where they was just like, he just don't do it for me. So I feel like that's the anthem. Go ahead.
She's the one that's gonna take us into the fall season. You know, the Drake season. She's the one that she takes over for the women for the Drake season. You feel me?
When hot girl summer is over, I got you for fine girl fall. We outside.
How about that? How
Mhm.
about that?
Period. We outside.
And honestly, tell me what made you get into music. I feel like that's something a lot of people never know about you, but I feel like you should just tap in a little bit about what made you get into music and what keeps you going currently with music.
Okay, so crazy story.
Mhm.
How I got into music is I used to be obsessed with this rapper named Baby. So I literally woke up one morning and I was like, I'm a rap. Like, I'm gonna just be a female rapper. I'm gonna get to be signed with the baby and he gonna like me. We gonna get married and we gonna run off into the sunset. So I was writing like bullshit bars, but they were actually hitting. So I just got in the studio one day. I wasn't even taking it serious at all. I was like, I'm gonna just go in the studio. I'm about to say some hot girl shit and see how that goes. So then I recorded my song Diddy. Make sure
Mhm.
y'all check that out. And I realized like I had a talent. Like, you know what? Like the intention was to get with the baby, but I done fucked around and found something that I really like, that I'm really talented at. So now what kind of pushes me is now I want it all. Like if I can do that my first song, like can't nobody be in my way but me. So yeah.
Look at the accountability queen right there. We just
Right.
want to give a moment because not only did she sit there and say, like, she knows what she's about to do to make this shit happen, but she also acknowledged that the only thing stopping her is her. That means she's not competing with nobody. She's not worried about the next empire. She's worried about her own fucking empire. And I feel like that's a lot. That says a lot about you, D. And it
Yeah.
definitely says where the fuck we about to see you in music. I can't wait to be right there.
Because you know you're gonna be my right hand. But I just feel like also like you can't win in nobody else's lane. So I feel like
Say
what is
that.
meant for you will be for you. So try a bunch of different avenues because you don't know what's for you until you experience life. So just whatever you want to do, whatever you want to try, just put your foot into it, see where it goes.
That's all you can do because you have nothing to lose by trying. You get what I'm saying? The only
Right.
thing you can do is miss out on the opportunity of trying because all you can think of is, damn, what if I would have?
Mm-hmm.
But what if you actually do and it works? We always think about what if we do it and it fails, but we never give that energy, the energy that
Mm-hmm.
maybe if I put the same energy that I give into failing shit that I see failing every day, maybe if I redirect this energy and I just try it one time, like it's not even about fully committing, it's about having that mustard seed of faith. If you can have a mustard seed of faith in God, He can save your soul. You get what I'm saying? So the fact is, like, if you could have a mustard seed of energy for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you can save yourself every time you stop looking for other people to be the one to save your brand. You stop looking for other people to be the one to save you when you're down because you feel like now you have enough, you're that entity, your music is your baby. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna see it grow. It's gonna be an adult. It's gonna have years on the game. It's gonna be 25 years old one day, just like a child. And you have to realize, just like one day became birth, you grew, you fell, you failed in the face of your baby. You get what I'm saying? The same things that we think of as parents, you can sit there and like have that same being with having a business. You don't have to have a child necessarily.
Right.
So I feel like what you're doing, the mission, the focus,
Mhm.
You right there, honey. Like you said, you're the only one that can
Yeah.
stop you.
Yeah, and I feel like also, like, can't nobody get in the way but you. Like, self-validation is the key thing for any type of business, any type of brand. Like, if you don't self-validate, if you don't hold yourself accountable, if you don't try, like, the worst that somebody can tell you is no. And if they tell you no, you just get smarter about your ways and be
To
like,
get
okay,
that, yes.
because of this, blah, 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 blah. So I know not to do this. I know to try this. So I
Exactly.
feel like everybody should just push their stuff out there. And since we talk about pushing their stuff out there, it's time for you to push your brand and go ahead and tell the people what your brand is.
No, she didn't just redirect the fuck on me. That's that co-host for you.
Yes.
That's that
Just move
co-host
with
for you. Okay, I guess I could tell a little bit about myself, you know. Stop. So, my brand is Queen Vibes Boutique. It is a self-care experience brand. I don't like to limit myself to self-care products, because I do sell self-care products, but limited my brand to basically create an experience because I feel like everyone has self-care in a different way. Some people, self-care is taking a bath, putting body oils on, having your candles going. But some people, it's self-care is listening to a podcast and getting some type of word and hear someone else's experiences are and relating to them. So I'm learning that I want to be more of like a all-inclusive brand. Queen Bob's is an umbrella brand. So it's something that I'm going to have many facets of different businesses underneath Queen Bob's Boutique.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what I do, host of Infused QT podcast with the girl, that's something else I also ventured into. And I'm also currently working on a journal, or at least August 2020.
You will be first on site to get that journal.
Yes, man, we're going to be doing a book launch. I'm going to share that information a little bit later. But not right now. We're not worried about that. You know what I'm saying? We're just telling about who we are. And okay, let's see. And as far as what inspires me, what to start the venture, I've always wanted to be my own boss. When I would go to different, like especially when I moved to Florida, when I was going to interviews, they was asking me what do I want to do in their company. They were like, "What is your ultimate goal? Like, what do you want to do as far as where do you see yourself in 10 years?" And I would tell them, "I just want to be running someone's company. I
Mhm.
want to make a change in people's lives. I want to make a change in business. I feel like business can be ran different ways. I feel like you can be very helpful if you're helping the right people that built your brand. So, what inspired me honestly was being able to create my own narrative, create my own community, and then also having something to give my children and be that like I guess, role model for my children that whatever you decide to do in this world, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's entrepreneurship or whether you also go work in the healthcare field, you can be the best and you can create your own community regardless, 9 to 5 or entrepreneurship. Cause I don't like that. I feel like people play that game of, oh, you're an entrepreneur, you got to be more successful, or
Right.
oh, no, you work 9 to 5, she's on a flex income, so you're doing better. I want to bridge that gap because there's someone that needs to be a nurse at the end of the day. Not everybody can be out here creating their own brand. I mean, yeah, you could be your own nurse with your own brand, but even then, there was that main vision of being a nurse that can also create new avenues, if you get what I'm saying, for yourself. But there needs to be a nurse, but there also got to be a free thinker out there that's saying, hey, I don't like how y'all are doing this brand. Let me create something that's more inclusive. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's a pace for everybody. We just got to learn it. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So that's why I'm here. I feel like that's what is keeping me also going is realizing that every day that I work on this and work on all my businesses, like individually and personally on myself, I'm learning how I need to believe in myself because everything I've done up to now has been creating opportunities for myself and other people. And
Mhm.
that's something that I felt like I can do that everybody keeps telling me I can't do. They're like, you can't help people and get ahead. And I'm like, yeah, you can.
Really can. Right.
So yeah, that's like basically the intro. That's the first part of the boss with the brand, the boss behind the brand, you know. And we just gonna get really tapped in the next few moments. Just stay tuned. And hey, you guys, we back. And we are on the second segment of the podcast where we are doing realities of entrepreneurship. Yes, getting into it. Yeah, I'm gonna drop gems. Yeah, which I thought y'all was gonna get here and get ratchet. You are, but you gonna learn some shit too.
Period.
Period. So during this segment, we're basically going to be going over focuses on like books and stuff that we've been reading, panels, podcasts, interviews, anything like that I've been finding that can be very knowledgeable for any of us. I'm definitely going to share some content or share some information about. Same thing on D. If she's reading some dope ass books or she got some insight into things, articles, we gonna share them, okay? Or we might discuss them here, or we might see some shit that's going on Netflix, one of them docuseries. We need to stop and talk about it.
Right.
So this is the place. So the first one I'm going to be bringing in is going to be the Women's Small Business Startup Kit, and then I'm going to go ahead and tell you what this name is. I'm gonna say this slow because I don't like to disrespect nobody's name. It's by Peri, Pakroo, JD. It was basically a kit or a book that she organized that has more than one I guess, author on it because it's more than one journals. Like they're all inputting their information about business, small businesses, and like basically if you're taking the home-based business route or if you're taking the commercial space route, there's a lot of stuff that you don't know that definitely differentiates between doing commercial spaces or doing, working at home businesses because some line of businesses require certain licenses and the zoning. We not gonna get into all that part though. You know what I'm saying? That's something y'all gonna have to go do the research. Like we had to go do the research. But from this book, she does have some really nice main points that I did want to like bring out in the next few episodes. And one of the main ones, I want Dee to go ahead and bring it in. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the book. If you ever get a chance, search it online. It's on Amazon. The one I chose and picked up was from the library. So you literally could probably find this at the library near you. But yeah, Dee, go ahead and give us that main point.
All right, so one of the main points was motivation and discipline must come from within. It was discussing how self-worth, or sorry, my bad.
Are you good?
Discussing how self-work and being truly self-aware comes into play when operating in business relationships. So my personal opinion on this topic is I feel like you have to be accountable for yourself at all times. And if you're not a person to self-reflect, you can't run a business because there are certain things that you don't know about yourself until you get out there into business. I feel like starting my own business and my own brand that taught me a lot about myself. Like, and if I wasn't self-aware about the things that was doing, the things how I was promoting myself, or just the things that I was rapping about, like it wasn't going to push me further. You have to be able to accept criticism. You have to be able to accept no's, roll with the punches, and keep pushing. And if you're the person that can't hold yourself accountable and you're not trying to, what's the word? If you're not trying to better yourself, I think it all comes down to that personally.
Yeah.
If you're not trying to better yourself, then I feel like getting into business and having business partners or co-workers or employees, I feel like it's not for you. So I feel like that plays a big role. So how do you feel about that?
You just basically say everything that was on my brain because that's honey, motivation and discipline coming from within. Like I said, motivation, you need to have a vision to motivate. You get what I'm saying? You need to have a clear vision to have focus onto something. So you can't have motivation without actually having discipline, but you can't have discipline without the motivation. Because the thing is, you can be very disciplined, but then like, what is the elevation? Where's the like, I've learned that, for instance, like Deanna was saying, when I had got my first bad review for Queen Bob's Boutique, I took that shit so personal. I want y'all to know it literally took me out the game for 2 weeks. Okay. I was crying. I said, fuck them candles. And I didn't want to hear nothing. But literally, I didn't realize that was my first honest sell. Okay. That was the first time I opened up for sales. That was the first time like I even got a bad review on a candle. Like how many candles did I get picked up that day and only one bad review? And it was an open event that I did. It was like a public event I did my first sales at. So it was one of those things. I had high traffic. I had more than one customer. So I was able to get feedback. But because personally, I couldn't take criticism. Being real, this ain't got nothing to do with business. Personally, I didn't know how to take criticism. So it was one of those places where when, like Deanna said, someone saying like, hey, change your lyrics up, this doesn't serve you, doesn't technically mean that like you have to completely go like, butch your shot, like butch your dream, butch your vision. It's basically saying, let's fine tune what your vision is, because I see what your vision is too. I see what you're going towards. And I see that maybe on this side, you don't have blinders from all parts. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Even in your
Right.
personal life, you don't have everything to where you can see everything going on in your life. Some shit's just gonna hit you. Some's gonna come from the side, some's gonna come from the front, some's gonna hit your ass from the back. But you have to still prepare and work through those. You get
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So for me, like you said, I feel like personal growth, if you want to grow, your business can be successful. I feel like if you want to grow, you're going to have that motivation and drive because nothing's going to want to stop you. And with you wanting to grow, you're going to realize that discipline is necessary because you literally cannot do shit without a plan. Like you can think that, oh, my mind does this, this, and this. Everything still has to align and make sense. You know what
Definitely.
I'm saying? Like, but that's my girl, you answered my question. So I'm over here like, I need to take notes from Deanna. Let me sit back.
No, because like how you brought it in like that, it really hit home, like you said, with the lyrics thing. Like, because I get hit from all different sides, like this is what your lyrics should be, and this is what you should say. You should be putting out a more positive image and things like that. So I have to kind of look at myself like, what is my message? What is my crowd that I'm trying to reach? What is my demographic? Like, what am I doing to help myself get to reach those people, and what am I not doing? Or do I want to tap into these different crowds, or do I want to soften my image? Do I want to be better and
Yeah.
things like that? So I feel like if I can't look into myself, I'm always going to be like, yeah, well, I've been doing it this long for myself, so screw what everybody else is saying, and I'm not ever going to get nowhere. Like I'm never going to tap into different markets, different demographics, different
So you
fan
have to
bases
give
and
everything a
things like
shot.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, look at you. That's how you know the music gonna be on elevation soon. Okay. Cause
Growth.
that's I'm saying people don't know. Like even like I said, I didn't think criticism was a part of being a business, and I didn't think I would take it as personal as I did until I like did. You know what I'm saying? And then it made me realize, okay, what he told you was something like that was safety hazard. It could have been another person that told me the same information but took a different. They could have went online, blew my shit up. You know what I'm saying? Try to end me the first day.
Right.
And also it's about the energy that you put out, because like I said, the energy that I showed whenever I met him, I never gave them this energy that like I want y'all to buy this product, this is my vision, y'all either gonna buy it or not. I
Mhm.
When I met them, I met them in a place where we met each other in the same space. They realized I was fresh out, you know what I'm saying? I was fresh to business. This is my first time opening up for sales. So they understood that there was going to be a risk in purchasing it, and that y'all really are going to be my testers. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? But I let that narrative be. And I also was humble about it too. I'm like, I really want your feedback. Please don't mind reaching back to me. If it's something that you don't like, I will refund you. And that was,
Mhm.
we gonna get in that on another episode, because we're not gonna be that's gonna be another conversation. But it humbled me because, one, for instance, I used to think like, after working for different companies, oh, I seen where they just don't give a fuck about their customers. When really, no, they just understand what their customers, you know what I'm saying? They understand the narrative with their customers. They know what they got to do. They know what their vision is, and they know what their goal is. Then they understand that if you shop with Nike, or you shop with, you know what I'm saying, all these name brands, you're wanting to buy their aesthetic.
Mhm.
They're not fitting. Nike is not trying to fit the community. No, they know that the community is going to want to fit Nike.
Right. Mhm.
But that also comes with some fine tuning, because it's like, I know that you want to be the sports athletic brand. I want to be the only one. I want to be able to go on all avenues. So what do I have to do? I have
Mhm.
to meet models. I gotta have a track model, a basketball model. I have, you know what I'm saying? They start to learn their avenues, and they have to take
Mhm.
criticism. Basketball players put on some of them damn shoes and be like, they are not comfortable. They definitely not basketball shoes. They cute, but they're not ball shoes. You feel me? So it's like Nike has to take that information. They get criticized. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so you
So
have to
you're
realize
not above
like
it.
there's no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, that's what I was just saying. I was agreeing. Like you're not
Oh,
above criticism. Like it's needed. You can't grow without it. Like, and in business, it's nothing personal. Everything is just business. So you have to take yourself out of it sometime. Like, yeah, this is my idea. This is my brand. This is my lane. This is my vision. But at the same time, like you have to kind of not change who you are, but kind of bring out
separate the entities to what
yeah,
they are.
Yeah, bring out your strong points and things that you're weak in. Don't be afraid to take criticism. Don't be afraid to ask for help and things like that. Like, you just have to be really in tune with yourself. But yeah.
Girl, and since we brought that to, I feel like that was a dope ass point. I feel like
Yeah.
it definitely created some good ass conversation between us. So I feel like let's go into the next point because I want to hear what you got to say about this one. It says knowing your intention can also be a good tool in bringing motivation during low moments in business. It creates a energy redirection. What do you believe about that, or what do you think?
I definitely can relate on that one as well. Like what I was saying earlier about like the crowd that I want to tap into and what I want my fan base to be. Like, my intention when I started was I wanted to be the baby's wife, but that wasn't really my intention when I fell in love with rapping. So my intention became I wanted to be the voice of what I couldn't say as myself. Like, Baby Doll's my alter ego. There's been times when I feel like I was treated a certain type of way. There were things said to me that I didn't agree with. I feel like people were trying to break me and things like that. So I feel like there were moments where I should have spoke up for myself. So Baby Doll D is like that alter ego version of myself. So that kind of helps me kind of redirect my energy sometimes. Like, it's above me. Like, there are women out here that don't have that voice. Like, I want people to turn on my music and be like, I got into a fight with my nigga, so I'm about to play some Baby Doll D and she gonna get me right back on track and tell me I don't deserve this. I want
Yes.
better for my life. Leave him alone. And if you want to stay with your man or whatever the case may be, I want me to
We're not
charge.
judging you either because we're not judgmental, we're accepting. Because that's how
Definitely.
what you are. You're very supportive. You've never been in on a personal note. I know D, she's the type that on a personal note, she never will judge you about what you got going on. She's very supportive
Definitely.
of you. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I know that if I was to ever go into business with her, it would be no judgment. I know that any point she's going to give me is going to be on point. You know what I'm saying? It's something to redirect me or uplift me. It's never a point to try to take me down. But that's
Mhm.
how y'all know where you putting the energy at. Because let me tell you how I redirect it.
Go
Let me tell
ahead.
you how I
Go ahead.
redirect it because this is why she's here right now. Okay. This is why she is needed in Latanya, you know what I'm saying? In my life, period, she is needed in the Infused Queen Tea podcast, which is separate than Latanya's life. I want her to understand that she's definitely necessary in all parts of my life.
Like, you
But
not.
for me, my intention for this podcast was to basically create a space for entrepreneurs to come share an authentic experience, but also share how they are personally growing. And as I was interviewing and doing different episodes on my own personally before I actually started partnering with Deanna, I noticed that my vision, or every time I would do an episode, it never actually aligned with what I wanted to do. Everybody was telling me it was great. Everybody's like, oh, I like this, but it never actually aligned with my intention for the podcast. So I wasn't able to have any motivation to post the episode because I was just like, I feel like I'm doing this just for y'all. This is not even what I want to put out. Like, I want to do this with this. I want to be stronger with this. I want to, when I give you a platform, I want you to feel like royalty. You get what I'm saying? I don't want you to feel like I'm just another like podcast on the web, because we're not, you know what I'm saying? We're here to uplift and build an empire together and separately. You get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
my intention, it was like when I started working on this podcast, I took a big ass break, especially in between me opening and closing my store for Queen Bob's Boutique. I had took a nice little few months break off, but there's certain things that I knew that I wanted, which was the podcast was never going to die. I knew
Mhm.
that I just needed to slowly build it up to how exactly I wanted it. I wanted a certain logo. I wanted a certain this, that, you know what I'm saying? To where it was like, I knew I wanted a host, but I wasn't just going to settle for anybody to be my host because I wanted someone that's going to hold me accountable,
Mhm.
someone that's going to be uplifting to not only myself, but their selves and other people around them. I feel like that shows intention. Like, if my intention is to make sure she growing and the community's growing and I'm going to in turn grow from that, I need someone that's matching that energy too. That way it's like no one's missing out on energy. There's an equal balance because she
Mhm.
might not have energy for this all the time. I want to be able to pick it up. I might not have energy for this all the time. Maybe we need y'all to get us going. You know what I'm saying? Maybe them views is going to help us make sure we get that episode out next Thursday. You feel me? But that's the truth. We need each other to grow.
Definitely.
Literally.
And I feel like you can't be afraid to reach out. Like, I wouldn't say be an open book about all your plans. I wouldn't go out and just be like, I'm doing this, 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 and this. But definitely do your research about who you have around you. Get out, network. Like, that's the big thing. Like, I have problems with sometimes like going out networking with different artists. I'm like, they might think my music's too ratchet, or they think my music is this or whatever, but closed mouths don't get fed.
No.
So I feel like it's definitely important to see who you have around you. Like, use your discernment.
Discernment is real, y'all. And my thing is, I feel like for my spiritual people, y'all can sit there and say it's the energy. Cause you know what I'm saying? I can connect on everybody's level. We Christians, you know what I'm saying? She's Christian. You get what I'm saying? I've been Muslim. I'm a spiritual being. I like to believe that I'm sun energized, but that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Faith comes from whatever it's going to keep you driving. And that's
But
why on this podcast, we're not going to be one of those podcasts where we're going to push one narrative. And I'm
mm,
not going to also, what is it? Not show one narrative just because it doesn't fit mine. You get what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, there's not a godly someone that does not believe in God. That doesn't mean that they don't have points to prove or teach us to elevate us, because we might elevate them and they might elevate us in another way that we never thought of.
mhm,
So, like I was saying, as far as like for my people who believe in energy and you believe in spirits and vibrations, it's so easy to tell if you feel like you're overextending yourself to people. You get what I'm saying? But if you have discernment, which I know my godly folks understand what discernment is,
mhm.
you know where your energy needs to go. It's up to you to have the discernment and actually use your discernment to actually take it to the next step, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. And if you don't know how your discernment work, you can always use trial and error. If you keep failing at something, it's not probably the you don't have it all together. It's
It
okay to
doesn't work.
work it until you figure it out. So if you feel like everybody's failing around you, you feel like your energy is always drained when it comes to something or someone, that means that you need to redirect that energy. You need to redirect what you're doing and try to figure it out another way.
Even your boundaries, I feel like boundaries can help you with redirection. Boundaries can help you with focus on your vision. Boundaries can help you with discipline, because the thing is, if you know you have a boundary set for this for
Mhm,
yourself, you know that, okay, I know on Mondays I don't work. But then your friend or you're someone that you're doing business with, they're like, no, it's only going to work on Wednesday or on Monday. Baby, they don't align. Y'all don't align. You get what I'm saying? Because eventually y'all going to cause one another conflict in
mhm,
some way. And it's like, we could find another way to collab and it might not be this time. You get what I'm saying? But having that boundary to say, like, if this is for me, if God wants this for me, if the universe or whatever, whoever you believe in wants this for you, then it's going to come back around. You're never going to miss what's not for you. You get what I'm saying? If it leaves, it was never for you in the first place.
mhm,
So if you set a boundary and you notice that, oh damn, the business is failing. Maybe it's not failing. Maybe it's in a place of redirection, because maybe all the foundation that you had currently set was never set on boundaries. It was never set on faith. It was never
mhm,
set on a vision. So of course you're thinking that you're a failure. It's not that you're a failure. You're plugging the wrong things into your equation. Just like
That's
math. You get what I'm saying? Math is a math problem. What is it, a word problem? You're
mhm,
taking different little variables that they have in it, and you're plugging it into one equation that you use for all these fucking equations. So it's like you're going to get the right answer, but if you're plugging in the wrong, you put a negative instead of a positive, of course you're going to get the wrong answer.
mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So definitely, I like, girl, I could definitely have some talks with you.
Yeah, and I also feel like too, along with that, a lot of people like to put time limits on their lane. Like, when I'm supposed to have this done, when I need to do this, or the person beside me has this going on, or I wanted to open this business, somebody beat me to it. Like, nobody can beat you in your own lane. Your journey is going to happen. Like, every failure that you have, every success that you have, that's just adding onto your story. So who am I to say, well, you wasn't supposed to get there before me, or you stole my dream, or whatever? Like, what's for you is supposed to be for you, and it's going to be for you. Whoever you are believing is going to provide that for you. So just follow the process. Like, sometimes I get discouraged. Sometimes I'm just like, well, dang, I had that idea. Somebody already did that. Okay, but somebody is not me.
Somebody doesn't have your thought process. Someone doesn't have your marketing ideas. Someone doesn't have your train of thought, or maybe your drive. Maybe it's so basic down to they might do your idea, but they're not going to put that energy behind it to get it off the floor. Do you know how many times I see literally everybody open up a clothing boutique online, but there's only of course, only a few survive. But the reason why those people survive is because they never literally, like, they understand that this is my niche. I don't need to compete with Shein. I don't need to compete with Fashion Nova. I don't need to compete with any of these. All I have to do is compete with what does my customers bring? What do they want when they shop with me? You get what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, when you focus on that, everything else comes into play. Like, you're not worried about what the next competitor is doing because they're looking at what you're doing. They want to know why you're not looking at their space. They want to know how you compliant with the law, and they over here, you know what I'm saying? Because you took your time. Maybe you have something, the recipe, the energy, whatever, to get you there.
Yeah.
Girl, today. I feel like we're gonna go ahead and slide into, let's check thyself. I feel like we need to check thyself now. Shit. What do you think?
I be checking myself all the time, like, girl, get it together.
Girl, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into check thyself segment of the podcast where we're just basically gonna ask a few questions. We're gonna go ask each other questions and give our perspective on each. So I guess I'll do the first one. D gonna answer this one.
Okay.
Deanna, taking a moment to check in with your energy. Do you feel energized to do what you feel? Hold on. Do you feel energized, or do you feel fatigued or drained by the things holding your energy?
Right now I feel like I'm in the process of redirecting, which I feel like this episode was really good because it's something that I'm dealing with now. Like, I feel like I have a hard time directing my energy to the right thing sometimes because, like, I get distracted easily. I'm a Pisces, my mind runs, I constantly think, and I'm a people person. So I feel like the people in my life right now hold more energy than my business right now. So I'm really kind of trying to maneuver
Redirect
that
that.
over. Yeah. And like you said, like setting boundaries, like, okay, this person only calls for this. Like, I don't get anything out of it. I don't feel like writing a song afterwards. I don't feel like working on my line. I don't feel like doing anything. I just,
Or sometimes it puts you in the, you might have been good before you got on the phone with them, but now they put you in the mental block to where they get off the phone feeling
yeah.
relieved. But now you just stopped your whole day because they didn't put that on you. Girl, go ahead.
Yeah. Cause I feel like at the end of the day, like, you're gonna have people in your life that come in to teach you things, and there's people going to be in your life just for the experience. Like, hey, you're doing this, and I kind of want to latch on because you're being. I see you
I
having some.
see what you had, or I see what the goal is. I can see that you're going to accomplish the goal. So I'm just going to ride your coattails and see what happens in the mix.
Like, I'm gonna receive my blessings through you, and I feel like sometimes that'll kind of knock you off your grind, off your hustle and things like that. So that's something that I need to check myself about because I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes down to pushing my business, who's really going to push it? Me. Who's going to be staying up late nights, putting in sweat, tears, all that? Me. So
Who's
I,
going to catch the fall whenever shit goes left? You.
right,
And who's going to be the one catching that bag, catching that empire whenever it goes right?
right.
You.
Yep. So I feel like I have to redirect my energy out of those situations, people, and just things that pop up in life right now, and try to really focus on putting my energy and my time into my brand to make it bigger.
I
So,
like that. I love that for you.
yep.
And that's some hell of a, I want you to pat yourself on the back first, like on some real shit outside of, like, I know we on podcast, we're doing an episode on some real shit. That shows real growth for you, D.
Mm.
Cause like it's hard for us to like just take accountability and like, okay, I allow someone to hurt me. Cause even me, I'm like one of those people where I'm like so quick to be like, you did this, you did this, you did this. But then I'm like, but you kind of allowed them to, because they wouldn't have the space, the opportunity, or the energy if you would have never gave it.
Right.
And so for you to be in a space where you're like so like you're in the game, but you're like where you're not catching no, right now you in the, like, you know what I'm saying, you underground when doing the framework right now. So it's like to see that you're already at that realization, girl, your shit's going up.
I feel like that's the word. Like growth is like
That's
my
your theme.
word. Like that's my theme lately because I'm just like every day. I feel like the older I get, like yeah, I'm growing, but the older I get, I feel like I'm starting to see the world in new lenses. Like my perspective on things when I was in my early 20s is not the same perspective I have going into my late 20s.
Yeah.
Like I'm becoming a better person. I'm thinking before I do things. I'm thinking of the intentions like we were talking about earlier behind things. Like
Yeah.
I'm 26. Doing things for the money is not going to fulfill my life. Like
Say
yeah,
that again.
I'm gonna curate. I'm gonna get that bag, but like I have to have other intentions on not just oh I want to be a millionaire. Like okay, I'm gonna be a millionaire, but am I gonna be a good person?
Are you gonna be fulfilled?
Yeah, like am I gonna treat people around me good and things like that? So I feel like growth is a beautiful thing, and I'm trying to step into that and embrace it.
Girl, it looks good on you.
It look good on you too, because we or I've been seeing you growing a lot too.
I definitely feel like it was help with y'all. I definitely feel like with us having conversations and checking in and having a place where I could be completely honest and having no judgment, which
Mhm,
is like also what we're doing to create in this space is like basically having a place of no judgment and being real like honest because it's like I know I'm going to be a successful business owner. I am
mhm,
a successful business owner. The first thing that made me successful is the day I woke up and decided that it was going to happen. That's what made me successful because there's not a dollar amount that I can honestly put that's going to make me feel that I'm satisfied. Like I feel
yeah,
like if I was to make 2 million, I'm gonna be like, where's 5 million? Where's 2 billion? Where's you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always want more. So then I can't define success by money, like you just were saying.
yeah,
I can't define success by how many employees I have because then I'm looking at that as these are how many people that's dependent on me for us to keep this business and operations going. I can't depend on that. It has to be fulfilling. I want to know that every day that I woke up, I touched someone's heart or I educated someone or like how you said for your music is like with weed, like with me doing cannabis, I'm
mhm,
learning every day that like, oh, like the stuff that it's like stand on what you say. For instance, I always preach about how cannabis is medicine, but
mhm,
I never think about when I have to talk to someone that's completely against cannabis, period. So now
yeah,
I gotta sit there and it doesn't and like now they're against me about my race and everything. It's like I have multiple ticks on me, you get what I'm saying?
mhm,
And so for you to have multiple ticks and you have to learn, it took me one day, I had got a mentor currently, and my current mentor is not a smoker. Like he said he was a stoner back in the day. He's a 70-year-old man.
mhm,
And I met him through the Score through Orlando program here in Orlando. And when I met him, I had to tell him my business plan and my vision. And I let him know. And the first thing he said was, cannabis, da 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 da. And I automatically was ready to shut down. Something in me told me, don't shut down. This is the moment that you've been wanting. This is
definitely,
what you keep talking about. You keep talking about you're going to educate people on cannabis. You can't educate somebody that's automatically knowledgeable. You got to
mhm,
educate the ignorant, right?
right,
So why do I keep preaching that I want to educate people, but then when it's time for me to educate an ignorant person, I'm ready to tell somebody that already knows about it because it's a common ground.
mhm.
So it was just like for me, that also made me like step into my faith, step into understanding that like, no, it's me. You know what I'm saying?
Really got it. You really got it. Cause like if you can move, I'm gonna let you tell your story when it's time. But if you can move from Kentucky to Florida and really flourish, start a business, open a store, like you can do anything. Cause it was really like some overnight type shit. Like, it was like I'm going to Florida and left and just popped up with a whole amazing life. Like I was like, okay, cuz.
Bruh, but guess what? That grind, my vision was so that
Mhm,
we all and my family can grow because I knew we have something to give the world. We might not have the same gift to give to the world, but we got something to give. And I just felt like I had to believe in us. Like
mhm,
not this was not even a personal mission for me. This was a family mission for me. This was like my blood back at home and then the family I created with my kids. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? It's like all those I realized I wanted them to have more and I know that all we need is a place, we need a space and a platform, or we just need to see one of us do it. Because we
mhm.
haven't seen no one do it. We keep getting told you're this, you're that, and we're hearing it and we're believing it, and it's like affecting a whole generation, you
Yep.
know. And we're gonna get into that another because me and Deanna, we definitely be talking about generational curses and breaking them and
Yeah,
cycles and shit. That's our favorite topic.
what you said.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back to the next segment, and we're going to close out with you guys. So tune in next for the next segment. All right, y'all, we back to the last segment of this episode, and it's intentional plan of action because guess what? A man without a plan is dangerous.
Leave them niggas at home.
First of all, yeah, you need to put that in your song. Look, a man,
Right.
look,
I really did when you
you
dropped
can't handle this. Look,
it.
hey, look, bars. So
But
no, so basically with intentional action, plan of action, I believe that you can affirm all day. You could talk a good game. Those are perfect things to do because it helps happen. You can write it down all day, but if you ain't putting no action behind any of the stuff that we be talking about, then this is pointless. You're not being accountable, like making yourself be accountable at least once a week and tapping in like, oh bitch, this is not okay, or doing a reality check with yourself on your own, then this is not working because we could tune in once a week and do this together. But if we're not doing the personal work separately to come back and have something to add to it, then what are we doing?
not going nowhere
At all. So to bring in the first part, what's the first part of this segment?
All right, so we're gonna do affirmation of focus. So
Okay.
I just want to know what your affirmation for this week would be to focus on for yourself, and
So
then
for
I'll say
me, I'm going to spend my week focusing on setting clear boundaries. I feel like I've been currently, so your girl's been working my ass off, and I've been getting some little things together, getting little side hustles to go with the main hustle. You know, you got to flip the 1 pound to get to the quarter. You know, I'm not doing that, but I'm basically doing that with legit businesses. You feel me? Going to school, being a parent, those shit. You know what I'm saying? Real life bricks. So for my affirmation for this week, I want to say that I want to set boundaries and stick to my boundaries as far as where my time and my energy goes. What about you? Tell me what's your affirmation for this week?
Okay, so my affirmation for this week would have to be that success doesn't define my worth. So
Damn.
right, I had to hit him with that because like that's been a big thing for me. Try like I'm not where I want to be at the age that I am, but I have to take where I was to where I am, like
Into consideration.
big stepping, but I'm not where I want to be. So I feel like I have to be okay with that. Not settle in it, but be okay with this is where I'm at now. This is where I don't have to stay, but it's okay for this to be your stepping stone.
Yes, I like that because to get deeper on when you said that, I felt you were speaking to my soul because that's something I'm learning. I base my success off of it needs to happen. Like if I put the intention, I wrote it down and then I tried to work on it a little bit. I feel like God, so what's up?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn that
Get out
it's
there.
a humbling experience because first of all, no. And it made me start to be very ungrateful about the things I already currently had in my life. Because the thing it's like, I feel like your spirit is basically a guide to let you know if you're on path or if you're off path with
Mm-hmm.
God's vision and your own vision. Because I feel like those feelings of if you're doing wrong or not, your consciousness, that's your own guide. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like as far as knowing how you want to live and knowing the type of peace that you want to bring into, because I feel like if you believe in God, you believe in peace. You can't believe in God and not believe. You know what I'm saying? You can't believe in a higher being and not
Mm-hmm.
believe in peace. You feel me? So to me, it just made me learn that I need to get back on track. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not wrong. And yeah, I don't want to be here. But guess what? Like you said, maybe I need to, what's some actions I need to take? I don't like being broke. So am I going to go out there? Am I going to wait for a sale to come or am I going to make that sale?
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. Or something a little bit more simpler, I just feel like would be like you said, failing. It's not looking at failing as like like a negative thing about you because really it should only just be a redirection. It's like you got that no for a reason. It's not them saying no, this can never happen. It's
Mm-hmm.
saying for in order for what you want to happen, these are some variables or these are some odds against you. And I want you to be aware ahead of time. And sometimes like when you get hit in roadblocks early in your process, like with your music, like you've been doing that for a good 2-3 years now, right? It's like you hit roadblocks even in that, and you were very, very, like very fucking established. I'm like, this bitch got bars. She's quality about her projects that she puts out. When it's photo shoot time, photo shoots are together, video shoot time, she's making sure she has models. Niggas can't even get models today for video shoots. Okay, Deanna? She be having bad ones that are artistic and actually like come to work. And no one would do that, Deanna, if you were not set. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you see failure as maybe you didn't have all the models show up, but
Mm-hmm.
you didn't see that all those women never would have had that experience without you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of also changing your perspective about it, because other people are looking at you like, bitch, like how you said the time you moved to Florida and you changed. I don't be full. I'm like, this ain't enough. I'm supposed to
I
be
want more.
like, you know what I'm saying? I'm so hard on myself. Like, this shit is nothing to me. I'm like, now. But then I had to learn to stop saying that, because it means a lot to me. Because I remember there was a time where I couldn't do this. There was a time where I had to clock in every day and take bullshit. And I was overweight and I was taking medication for my anxiety, taking medication to lose weight. It was so much to where when I finally took control of my life and was like, I don't want to use pills to lose weight. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit there and take anxiety meds to be able to function as a fucking adult. I don't want to do that. I know that maybe eating better foods, getting better rest, working out, that helps. Weed, that baby, let me stop. Plant medicine is my choice of medicine, just because it's more medicinal. I control the dosages, you know what I'm saying? And I control what I'm experiencing. For me, it creates creativity. So to me, it's not a harmful thing. But yeah, I like that shit. And I guess we can slide into the next part, which was One Direction or Redirection. And this part of the podcast is basically we're going to talk about if what we're doing currently, after we went through this whole entire episode, does it align or do we need to redirect?
Mm-hmm.
So, Deanna, what do you think currently, based off of everything we talked about today about energy and where you're at currently? Do you think that you're in the right direction?
I feel like I'm gonna throw a curveball in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like based off what we talked about today, I need to redirect. And the reason I say that is because like boundaries, like you said, like that is such a huge part in anything that you do. Like, and my personal boundary that I need to set up is a lot of people need to, not just me, because I feel like somebody else out there need to hear this, but I feel like some people that you have around you will kill your dream. They will deplete your energy. Like you have to surround yourself with positive people, and it's okay to be about your business. Like that's something that I'm having a hard time with now, because like I get messages about like, oh, you only text us when you want us to promote your business, or you only call when you want us to share your song, or whatever the case may be. But that's where I'm at in life right now.
Yeah. And they
Like
should respect that space. And because they didn't have that boundary before, it was kind
definitely.
of like they got something out the deal as long as you was getting something. You know what I'm saying? We share your posts, but I want to be at all your events. Or like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not even to help you. I'm not gonna be at your event shit like dancing on stage. I'm not gonna be at your event hyping you up when it's time for the perform. I'm just there because I want to be in a mix.
Because you want it right. So I feel like you have to just kind of look at everything around you, because
Like that.
you can't get blessed and mess.
Ooh. And God is not going to give you a blessing if you got the wrong people in your mix. Let me tell you
Yes.
about that. Okay. God has a funny way of playing. The universe has a funny way of doing this thing of you could feel a blessing coming, but you feel, I don't know if y'all ever had this feeling, because this is something I've been having recently. For whatever reason, I keep getting this thing of wait. I
Mm-hmm.
have to wait. And I'm like, but what am I waiting for? I've been doing this and I've been doing this and I've been doing, what am I waiting for? God has literally been telling me, and other signs and other messages have popped up with it. But the main one was wait and deception.
Mm-hmm.
And what deception means, that there was not a boundary placed somewhere to where I was able to be deceived, being that my intentions with that person was not their intentions back. And
Mm-hmm.
because there was no boundary set, they already have their underlying intentions with me that I'm not even going to be aware of. So when I get blindsided, now it's my fault. You get what I'm saying? And so deception has been the biggest thing. And then also the other part was basically waiting. I had to learn that this podcast wasn't going to work until that day God has set up for that conversation for me and you to have. Deanna, I need you to be my co-host.
Mm-hmm.
But what situations brought me there? I
Mhm.
couldn't have got to like where I am right now with you if I did not have those situations happen.
Right.
I had to be deceived. I had
Mm,
to sit there and question things. I had to be like, oh, okay. So this is what it means by having someone that you really trust and that you know. This is what it means by if somebody says some sneaky shit, hear what they say.
right.
This is what it means by if somebody makes comments that are not very pleasing to you. Like you were saying about your music, there are people though that is hearing Deanna that will hear your music, Deanna, and completely miss the message because they don't want to hear your message. They're gonna
Right.
take your message, twist it because the reflection of them is what
Mhm.
they see in your music.
Right.
They see that they can't be confident to speak up, or they see that they're the ones silencing these women's voices.
Mhm.
Baby,
Pour the tea. Pour the tea.
I'm just being real, but those people will come to you and tell you that your message or what you're pushing. Oh,
Yeah.
Deanna, I'm gonna just be honest. Like, you're not even like you can't even play that on the radio, honestly. Like, but why can't I?
Right.
You listen to Meg on the radio, you listen to Lotto on the radio, you listen to this, but and you hear their message, right?
Right.
They're
So
more than some host to you, right?
right.
So then what about my message if I decide to give it to you provocatively, if I
Mhm.
decide to give it to you in my little baby doll D cutesy way, like the
Mhm.
flirtatious D that you can be like, however I decide to give you my message, it's only meant for certain people to hear
Mhm.
it. And like you said, you'll hear with energy though, you'll learn once you start to do your mix, you'll understand like how I had to learn everything that you did to me back then. It was never out to hate, like to hurt me. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? There's
Right.
sometimes where you tell me, Tanya, you're hurting my feelings, and I took that as disrespect, but it wasn't. You was literally letting me know like I'm hurting. And it
Mhm.
might not be all because of you, but I'm just not in a place to even handle what you doing. You get what I'm saying? And I hurt myself because guess what? I go looking to people that's going to say yes. Now I'm over here hanging around bitches saying yes, and I'm not happy at the fact that I'm being, you know what I'm saying, deceived, or I'm being like backstabbed and I'm having to look over my shoulder constantly. No, you don't even know how to just listen. You don't know how to just
Right.
be in a space to listen to somebody to get in a better place.
Mhm. And I feel like another thing too about like what you or was what you were saying
Mhm.
is also with the people around you, there are people that have bad luck. So
Those are real things.
your business, your brand, your entity of yourself, you have to protect that. Like if you know somebody that's always going through a hard time, always needing to borrow money, always want to say something negative, always want to, whatever the case may be, you have to completely clear yourself away from that. And I have a hard time with that as well because I'm just like, well, that's my homegirl, like that's my homeboy, that's my whatever. But at the end of the day, I can't grow and put the energy into myself, my brand or whatever, because I'm carrying your baggage or I'm feeling some type of way about not walking into my success because I want to cater to you.
Yes.
And I don't want you to feel some type of way or
Now
I
I'm limiting myself and my beliefs just to make
Mhm.
sure you're okay.
Definitely.
When you still don't even have no good intentions in the first place, I'm catering myself and I'm changing myself to fit your needs, even though you have your own intention of not
Mhm.
even being full time. You're temporary. And
Right.
that's for friends, boyfriends, anybody, business partners. Like, if you knew that you had a temporary plan and you're coming to somebody that has this visionary plan,
Mhm.
get on the line.
No. And you have to clear those people out your path. It's never gonna
Yeah.
work. Like that, I struggle with that daily. I'm just like, that's my homeboy, that's my home girl. No, cut them
Girl.
off and keep it moving.
They're the biggest analogy that I use and I treat it in my daily life for me to understand shit because I love plants
Mhm.
is you have a garden, okay? And your garden's going to have different placements in life. Just like how we move in life, you might start in one route, but you relocate somewhere else.
Mhm.
Your garden is going to go through valley moments, which is when
Definitely.
you're going to go through hell, turmoil. You're going to have that climb moment where you feel like you're almost there, but it seems like as you're climbing, your ass, it seems like it's never at the top. You feel, you know what I'm saying? Like you feel it's coming, but you're not getting to the top. So you
Can't
just
get
get
there.
fatigued and tired, but you're almost there, so you can't give up. Then you're at the top of the mountain. And this is where you're at the top, you didn't reach it, and everybody else is looking down, and they either climbing up that mountain
Mhm.
or they over here chipping down the shit at the bottom because they want to sit there and affect the foundation. And they realize, let me hit the fucking bottom. We're not going to go at the house at the top and tear the house down because guess what? She the type that we could tear that house down. She going to keep building. So now we got to take the whole fucking mountain away.
Right.
And so what I've learned to look at is my life is I'm a garden.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody I put in my life is for a reason. Not everything goes in everybody's garden, meaning I can't grow the same shit in Florida that I can grow in Kentucky. It won't make sense. I'm not growing oranges there and hoping that they're going to ripe at the right time. They're not going to be even the right size. You see what I'm saying? They're not even going to grow. They can't harvest. But one thing that is common in everybody's garden is problems. You're going to have your weeds. You're going to have your damn bugs. You get what I'm saying? And with those, they're necessary still to a garden.
Mm-hmm.
They might not serve a full-time purpose because they cause damage, they cause harm, but they are needed because it's like, yeah, she might be a termite that she eats the aphids, but the aphids also are not needed in your garden. So she keeps the number down. Or
Mm-hmm.
like just anything like in that matter. Or maybe you don't need a shovel for your garden. You only need a rake in your garden.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe your sunflower garden, you got some grapes. What I like to tell everybody is everybody holds a place in your garden. So some
Mm-hmm.
people are weeds, baby.
Some people are snakes.
Some people are snakes.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be willing to be protective of your own garden and say, I work year round on this motherfucker. Okay. I'll take the bad days. I take the rainy days. I take whenever the bunnies come through and eat up all my fucking growth. And I got to start over. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do to deserve this? Like, I've been doing this. I've been doing. This is a garden. This is what happens in a real garden that we watch every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, there's a garden hose, which is your protection. I like to look at it as your garden hose as your protection, or your shovel is a protection. A garden hose is not beautiful. It doesn't add to the aesthetic, right?
Right.
But it does a very important part when it comes to getting the motherfucking things out. It adds to the protection of your garden. It's going to get the mites out. It's going to help you tear them weeds up. But
Right.
it's not going to add to the aesthetic. So why are you going to try to make your shovel fit the aesthetic of your garden? You're not. You're going to let it serve its purpose, right? We're going to get there. So then guess what? You got a grapevine, you got a fence, and you realize a grapevine is the only thing that can hold that fence up, right? A
Mm-hmm.
grapevine is going to give you fruit. It's going to give you this motherfucker sturdy for the stability for your fence. But guess what? It's not a flower. It's a fruit. I have to eat it because it's going to go bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't just leave my grapes out there and hope
Right.
that they're going to be beautiful and they're just no, I have to use them. They're there
Mm-hmm.
for a purpose. And they're only there for a season, right?
Yeah.
And then
Fact.
you have to come back. Right. So even from your fruit and vegetables, you have to take break from. It doesn't mean that did shit to you. It just means that you have to take a mental break. It's not our time to align right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we're cousins. I never fell out with you. I've been in Florida, you've been in Kentucky, but when we meet up,
Right.
we meet up. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean I didn't love you? No.
Yep.
I knew what your place was in my life. And it does, and I'm not going to hold you to no standards that I hold someone else to. Meaning the people that I interact with every day, I expect them to text me. I expect them to know what the fuck I'm doing. But I'm not going to get on Deanna's line and be like, so you don't check on me, you don't love me, I'm not your cousin.
Right.
No, I have to understand that she has her own garden to tend to. She got snakes and shit she fighting. And her garden might not be as close to my garden is right now. Mine might be at the top of the hills, her might be at the bottom, vice versa. Or hell,
Right.
we might be on the same motherfucking page at the same time, but I wouldn't know because guess what? I'm only thinking about my garden. I'm trying to make you serve a purpose in my life that it doesn't mean.
In your lane. Yep.
I'm trying to make you be a sunflower when you a grape. Or you a whole damn dust mite and I keep trying to make you be a damn baby, you don't deserve to be here.
Right. It's not for you. You're not built for that.
And then I'm mad whenever I finally get that damn pretty ass lavender flower, and I'm over here mad because the whole damn gnat nest took it down. That's my fault. Because why the fuck did I remove the gnat? I'm over here trying to, but this gnat, he's just so small, and he needs my help. And I mean, I have enough garden, and I can manage this, and I'm doing that. So like, I might let him eat off my veggies. You can't manage that mite when you got other shit to tend to.
You can't. No.
Energy. This is why I'm talking about. Energy is a real thing. Energy.
Mm-hmm.
If our garden naturally runs off this function, why do we not think that as humans we do run off that same function?
It can all be so simple.
You said what?
I said it can all be so simple.
Girl. And that's the analogy I use. So like I guess that's going to be my redirection. My redirection, because I do need a redirect. It needs to be on that because I definitely feel like I have been trying to hold people in certain lights and then I get disappointed. I'd be like, "What? They're supposed to be my ladybug." Baby, that's been a mite, bitch. Stop fantasizing that mite.
Yeah. And sometimes you just can't bring anybody in. Like sometimes,
Yes.
like it's okay to use the discernment, ask for help, but sometimes you just have to go through it by yourself. People are not gonna understand you. People are not gonna understand your vision more than you do. So sometimes you have to separate yourself to get your energy right, to
Yeah,
get your focus together, and push what it is that you're trying to do. Like
exactly.
if they don't understand, they just don't understand. But who are you to explain your vision to somebody else?
Girl,
Are
I
you
feel like
buying
that's how you end it.
right? Are you buying the product? If not, move along. Like we not doing free rides.
No. And that's the thing. It's so easy for everybody. Like I said, it's so easy for you to look at somebody else's dream and see what part that you're like, they owe me this.
Mhm.
But what work or energy are you really putting in to say that you owe that? Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I wasn't there when you was building your foundation for Baby Doll D. All I can do is be there to support whatever part I come into. You get what I'm saying? And the thing is, I can't expect us to grow if I'm not willing to watch you grow either. You can't, everybody always wants to be the leader. Sometimes you gotta have to learn to sit back and take the back seat. And it's
Yep.
okay to sit back in the back seat. That is also requires of learning where you are and you're redirecting your energy.
Mhm.
If I know I'm not even in a good mental place, why am I trying to support everybody when I'm not in a good mental place?
It
Then I'm
is
gonna
not.
be mad when I melt.
It's not gonna be genuine. It's never gonna be genuine.
And it's out of people pleasing. Now it's out of need and not out of want to, like want. So I feel like, girl, that's how you shut shit down. That's how you end an episode of the Infused Queen Tea podcast because we
Feel it.
tearing the fuck up.
I feel it. So, with that being said, why don't you give us our closing comments?
Okay, so I'm gonna close out with a few events that we got going down here in Florida. Of course, as we get further on with the episodes, we're gonna be talking about other events that's happening in Kentucky or anything that we're a part of. Because me and Deanna trying to travel, y'all. So look, any event organizers, if you guys have any stoner events that you need hosts for a podcast, we are here. If you need any entrepreneurial podcast hosts, we are here. If you need social media marketing, we are here. You know what I'm saying? Like just the little shit, not the big stuff. Like if you want us to post us, hey, guess what? On the Fuse Queen Tea podcast, this is what we do. That's what we here for. You feel me? For the elevation. But we
Yeah.
ain't here for the other stuff. But we definitely ready to travel. So let me throw that intention out there. Look, that's the intention of the week. But no, we do have some upcoming events. These are some events that are, like I said, are going to be here in Florida. The first one I'm going to talk about is Pop Expo, which is Plant Over Pills. It's going to be hosted by Potluck. I think it's Potluck Productions. It used to be Potluck SRQ, but it's now Potluck Productions. He hosts a lot of the cannabis events here in Florida all around. They don't necessarily just do it in one location like they have them in Sarasota. This one that I'm talking about in specific is going to be in St. Pete, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida. And they're going to also be having my other favorite podcast. We're going to have them. We're going to be on a podcast in the future. Stay tuned. But it's Beyond the Rooms. And that is with Miss Dana and Miss Tara. Y'all gonna get to meet the queens. They're going to be hosting live from this event. The next event we got coming up is Liberty Health Science grand opening, Clearwater location. So come through, check out the new lobby, check out the new prizes because they definitely do some dope ass prizes. Last time I won a t-shirt, they had rolling trays, grinders, and they definitely have some nice ass deals. I think it's like 50% off your first 3 time shopping. And there's no limit on what products you're using either. So it's definitely a look to. Follow them, check in on Liberty Health Sciences on Instagram. I'm going to have all these people tagged. So y'all stay the fuck tuned. The last one, last but not least, the one, the
Mm.
only,
Mm.
Pretty High Club. So if you don't know, Pretty High Club is a all women's entrepreneur based community here in Florida. They host most of their events out of Miami. That's where they're based out of. And they have an event coming up, and it's not just for the ladies this time. This time it's all inclusive to the gender. It's men and women. So you can get hands on your knees, hands on your knees. Look, I'm gonna get somebody, Usher. Look, Lisa. They got Rolling with the Homies. It's going to be in August. It's going to be on the 27th, and that's going to be from 7 p.m. to 11. It's going to be in Miami. They have a private location. They normally don't drop the location until the week before, which is very fucking exciting because it's kind of like, what the fuck are y'all going to do? What are we going to do? They have dope ass vendors. They're going to have dope ass contests. Like last time they had a skate contest, they had a twerk contest on skates. These women are talented. Ain't no way. I need all four. Look, my fours need to be on the floor.
Right. I need all the lessons.
So yeah, they definitely have some like awesome ass women brand. It's all women owned. So you're gonna have women DJs, women vendors, women photographers, just everybody involved is a woman. Okay. No men involved. But this one, she decided that it's gonna be for the men's. She wanna let us like, this is what we do, honey. This is how we rise to the occasion. Pretty High Club. Stay tuned. So she's gonna be like, Latanya, this is not what I asked for. I know, I love you though. So yeah, that's just the closing of the events. P.O.P Expo is on 8/6, which is August 6th. Liberty Health Sciences is on August 11th. Pretty High Club is on August 27th. That's it.
Make sure y'all definitely tune in to next week where we get more in-depth conversations. Thank you for tuning in with us. Also, make sure you go to those events. Make sure that you shop and you support. I support my local Black business this week. So make sure you do the same. Your women businesses, your weed infused businesses, and your local favorite podcast.
Yeah. We love you guys. Y'all keep us entertained. This is our safe space. We hope to create this to be y'all safe space. Stay the fuck tuned. And Deanna, I'm just let you know it gets better. You get better with wine. You like wine.
Girl, just be aging.
Better with time. To say the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. The fresher, the deeper the roots.
My sister's on welfare.
2 podcasts and don't nobody else care. Look, no copyright infringement.
Right. I don't own the right.
Y'all, we love you guys. Stay tuned.